This video is sponsored by Holzkern. They are currently running the biggest sale of the year for Black Week, offering up to 30% off your order, but only until December 1st. Holzkern's watches made from natural materials like wood have been loyal companions on my trips, including on this one, and I can highly recommend their products, but more on them later. Today, I am very excited to share with you an economy class product that I have been wanting to review for ages. You see, being from Europe, flying long haul on Air New Zealand is not an easy feat. Since the carrier terminated its route to London back in 2020, the closest airport they serve to my hometown of Vienna is New York JFK. New York to Auckland though, man, that's a route I am curious to experience and showcase in the future, in economy class of course. In today's video though, we're traveling aboard one of the 3 Boeing 777-300ERs that Air New Zealand took over from Cathay Pacific in 2023 and 2024, retaining Cathay's original cabins, including one with a first class that Air New Zealand is now selling as Business Premier Preferred. We're not in first class though, as here at Simple Aviation, we follow the principle of reviewing an airline's economy class before any of their other classes. So today, let me take you along a flight in economy class aboard Air New Zealand's 777 from Tokyo down to Auckland, a 10-hour journey that just flew by, leaving me positively surprised at how much I enjoyed my time aboard Air New Zealand. So without further ado, let's get going. Aviation geeks and frequent flyers, welcome to this new episode of our flight review series Brutally Honest, where we dive into an airline's product, figure out the good, the bad, and the ugly, and present what you need to know. If you are a fan of straightforward, no-nonsense flight reviews, make sure you are subscribed to our channel, or support us by taking a look at our new merchandise lineup with elaborately designed sketches of airport terminals that can grace your office, living room, or toilet, and support our channel along the way at simpleaviation.com. We're in beautiful Tokyo this morning, heading to Narita International Airport, one of the 2 airports that serve the greater Tokyo area. This is the one further out, meaning we'll have to take 2 trains to get there, taking us about an hour. Air New Zealand did not choose to fly in and out of Narita. Rather, the Japanese government runs an elaborate system by which only flights to selected countries are allowed to be served out of Haneda Airport. Since it's so much closer to the city, naturally, it's where all airlines would prefer to be, so to keep the international terminal from clogging up, some countries are allowed to be connected to Haneda and some aren't. That's why airlines like Swiss, KLM, and Air New Zealand all serve Narita. Japan's Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport and Tourism simply never allocated slot pairs at Haneda for connections to Switzerland, the Netherlands, or New Zealand. This is also a reason why no Japanese airline serves Auckland, as ANA and Japan Airlines operate their hubs out of Haneda, meaning that any international flights they could offer out of Narita would offer very little connections, making it harder to fill the planes. Long story short, Narita it is. I'm first taking the Yamanote Ring Line from Hamamatsucho over to Tokyo Station. There, as is my personal little ritual when leaving from Narita, I head over to get an ikiben, a type of bento box meant to be eaten on a train. The word literally translates to train station bento. Half past 7, it's now time to head all the way down into the ground to catch the Narita Express. This is my preferred train to Narita Airport, but you may also opt for the Keisei Skyliner or commuter rail lines, which connect to different parts of the city. Plenty of legroom, a bottle holder, a large tray table, fast Wi-Fi, and an ikiben. That way, I do not mind an hour-long commute to the airport at all. Simmered vegetables, pickles, beef, chicken and fish alongside a healthy serving of rice. I love that. "9 a.m. and we've made it to Narita. As usual, I got to the airport way earlier than I needed to, but here in Japan, there is a good reason for doing that. Virtually all airports here have incredible outdoor viewing decks. Not just does that help me get some good B-roll for future videos, but as an aviation geek, I just enjoy my time up here. Both of these planes have been featured in episodes of our review series Brutally Honest. Japanese low-cost carrier Zip Air on a flight from Los Angeles to Tokyo, and Vietnam Airlines Airbus A350 on a flight from Hanoi to Sydney. This Boeing 787-9 of ANA is bound for Shanghai Pudong. The aircraft will be featured in an episode of Brutally Honest soon, covering the 14-hour-long journey to Frankfurt, Germany in economy class, so make sure you are subscribed to our channel to not miss it. Now it's time to head down into the terminal, and over there you can already see the 777 taking us to Auckland. Check-in was quick and painless, although you need to do everything yourself here in Japan these days. As we're heading airside, let me briefly mention how I got my ticket for this flight. Being from Austria, not Australia, I am a member of Lufthansa Group's frequent flyer program Miles & More, and for this trip I cashed in some of their miles. For this one-way from Tokyo to Auckland, I only had to spend 30,000 miles plus 10,400 Japanese yen, which is roughly 60 euros for an economy class ticket including a checked bag. Advanced seat selection on Air New Zealand's website cost me an additional 2,500 yen or around 15 euros, with seats farther up front going for 5,500 yen. And while I speak a little Japanese, I did not choose Air New Zealand's website to be displayed only in Japanese. Every time I entered my booking, it automatically switched to the language of the website, and I swear there was no way to change it back to English. Anyway, this is Zulu Kilo Oscar Kilo Victor, a 2013 built Boeing 777-300ER that operated for Cathay Pacific until the start of the pandemic, was stored for 4 years, and was taken over by Air New Zealand in 2024. It is one of 10 777s currently in Air New Zealand's fleet. Since only 3 of the 10 have Cathay's configuration, they're not usually used throughout the airline's network. Mainly, you'll find these on trans-Tasman flights, as well as to select destinations in East Asia. Boarding the aircraft through door 2, we are passing 3.5 more rows of business class, featuring Safran Cirrus 2 seats.
Sorry, thank you.
Followed by 4 rows of premium economy class in a 242 configuration. We'll be back here in the 343 configured economy class cabin of this plane, consisting of a total of 201 Recaro CL3710 seats. This will be our seat for the next 10 hours, 54K, a starboard side window seat in the second last row of the forward economy section. Each seat comes with a leather headrest that's adjustable vertically and comes with extendable ears. Waiting on each seat already is a simple pillow with a rather scratchy single-use cover, a pair of earbuds, as well as a blanket. Being 180 centimeters tall, the legroom is good. I appreciate this handy little extra compartment on the back of the seatback pocket. Bifold tray tables are installed too, as is a tablet and cup holder with a little bit of space to store things like glasses or your phone behind. Above that, you'll find an adjustable entertainment touchscreen with an audio port and a USB-A port at the bottom, and on the side of each seat is a coat hook. Beneath the seats, universal power ports are installed too. Overall, a phenomenal cabin, although credit for that needs to go to Cathay Pacific, whose teal design still shines through on all seats. The only bother are the seat mounts, which are placed in a way that window seat passengers might have difficulties extending their feet. 2:25 PM and we're leaving the gate perfectly on time. By the way, for Black Week until December 1st, Holzkern is having its biggest sale of the year. Get up to 30% off by clicking the link in the description, holzkern.com/simply, and get your Christmas shopping done early this year. I want to extend special thanks to Holzkern for supporting our channel and sponsoring this video. Holzkern is a company based in my hometown of Vienna, not just any random corporation, but one that I have visited myself and have been a customer of for years. They offer a wide variety of watches and accessories made from natural materials like wood, stone, and even leaves and peacock feathers. Whether you're looking for a unique timepiece to stand out or a present for your loved one, Holzkern has something for everyone. And for every order, Holzkern offers free worldwide shipping. And if you're based in the United States, customs fees are taken care of. So you'll get your product within just around a week wherever you are, totally hassle-free. Visit holzkern.com/simply to learn more. Thank you to Holzkern for sponsoring this video, and now we're ready to head down to New Zealand.
With me on the flight deck, First Officer JT Baharath and Second Officer Adam Windle. JT's flying the flight today. He'll get back to you as we get closer to Auckland with an update on our arrival time and the weather there, which at the moment is a breezy southwesterly and a temperature of 20 degrees. Our flight time today, if the taking off on the northern runway, turning right and heading down across the Pacific, is 10 hours and 33 minutes including taxi time, or 10 hours 10 minutes point to point. Climbing initially to an altitude of 29,000 feet and finishing at 37,000 feet going into Auckland as we burn off fuel and become lighter. There is some turbulence forecast on the route out of Japan across the equator and also going into Auckland. If the seatbelt signs do come on, please ensure you return to your seat, fasten your seatbelt securely, obey all crew instructions and signs while aboard the aircraft. Also, my personal advice at all times while seated, please keep your seatbelt fastened in case there is unforecast turbulence. Looking after you in the cabin today and in charge is Lisa Kerrigan. Her and her 2IC, Vishal Patel, will do their best to ensure you have a safe and comfortable journey with us today. Please sit back, relax, enjoy the Air New Zealand service on the Star Alliance network. Thank you.
What a gorgeous climb out of Narita, and what a pretty final view over the airport down there. As we're leaving Japan behind, heading over the Pacific Ocean, is this a Trans-Pacific flight, by the way? I mean, we're not going like this, we're going like that, but does that count as a Trans-Pacific flight? Anyway, we're cruising towards Auckland now, and we're beginning with dinner service. First, the crew handed out cups of water with an optional lemon wedge. I always appreciate hydration on long-haul flights, but it's my first time being offered just water as a pre-meal beverage on an airline. It's certainly an interesting choice, but arguably much better than not offering anything at all before the meal. While the sun is setting in the distance, the meals are handed out. Air New Zealand offered two main dishes on today's flight. Either pork yakiniku donburi, a Japanese dish consisting of rice and grilled meat, or what I went with, creamy garlic chicken with roasted potatoes and honey-glazed carrots. We're also handed a bread roll and some butter from New Zealand, a salad consisting of lotus root, red cabbage and carrot, a sweet creamy dessert, a little salty snack, as well as a beverage of choice where I went with a can of non-alcoholic beer. This non-alcoholic IPA was really good. I know some people continue to ridicule beer without alcohol, but I like beer and don't sleep well on planes after consuming alcohol, so I always appreciate airlines that offer non-alcoholic beer. Overall, this meal service was flawless in quality. The main course, the sides, everything was just really good and well presented. One change I would recommend to Air New Zealand is to provide the salty snack ahead of the meal and maybe let people choose drinks then already. A can of beer and some nibbles before the meal while watching the sunset, that would have been the stuff. Afterwards, tea and coffee were offered as well. As we're cruising into the night, let's find something good to watch in the entertainment system. A variety of Hollywood movies and international TV shows are on offer, many with multiple episodes each, as well as a catalog of audio-only options, some games, and a state-of-the-art in-flight mapping application. As mentioned during boarding, earbuds are provided at no extra charge. Wi-Fi is usually available on Air New Zealand flights, but unfortunately not on the 3 former Cathay Pacific 777s. The lavatories are unremarkable, the classic 777 layout you'll find across numerous airlines. It comes with a changing table, seat covers, and some hand soap. In the galley, snacks were at your disposal, including crisps, almonds, and granola bars. I chatted a bit with the crew on this flight, which was so amazing by the way. Air New Zealand has got some fantastic folk working for them, and they told me that on daytime flights there would be another dedicated snack service, but not on this overnight flight. After getting a few hours of sleep, the cabin lights came back on and breakfast is being served. Once again, 2 choices are being offered, either fish in teriyaki sauce or scrambled eggs. We're sticking with a classic Western breakfast, eggs served alongside some impressively crispy bacon, potatoes and ratatouille. We've also got a small portion of fruit and a generic muffin. Not just was this a perfect breakfast, not too big, not too small, varied and tasty, but I also want to highlight my appreciation for Air New Zealand no longer relying on single-use plastics. Some coffee and orange juice to drink, what a great way to start into the day. As we are beginning our descent into Auckland, let me just underline once again how positively surprised I am with Air New Zealand. To me, the airline falls into a similar category as Qantas and Air Canada, because it's based in a country that just requires a lot of air travel due to its location and geography, but doesn't face all that much competition, meaning it simply doesn't have any real motivation to be good. I mean, what other choice did I have from Tokyo to Auckland? But in contrast to an airline like Air Canada, Air New Zealand seems to really put in an effort to offer a product that's simple yet high in quality. The meal offering was just superb for this flight. 2 choices for each meal, elegantly presented, tasty and filling, there is little more I could ask for. The only thing I personally prefer is if one of the meal choices were vegetarian, as this would be more accommodating to passengers of certain faiths or those with dietary restrictions, but overall, still a very good economy class food offering. As for the cabin, naturally, it was amazing, but since this is Cathay Pacific's work, I cannot make any generalized assumptions about Air New Zealand from that. Rest assured, I do want to try their refurbished Dreamliners as soon as possible. And I have some more praise left for the crew, because wow, what a fun bunch of people, incredibly courteous from boarding to touchdown, friendly and accommodating. To me, this was the perfect crew. So overall, I would not hesitate to choose Air New Zealand again on a future trip. With that, a very good and very early morning, and kia ora Aotearoa.
Kia ora koutou tātua ki tamaki makoro. Welcome to Auckland, everyone. For your safety, you must remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign is turned off. Also be careful when opening the overhead lockers as items could fall out. It is now safe for transmitting functions on your electronic devices to be turned on. If you are connecting to another
Don't forget the Black Week sale Holzkern is having until December 1st. This is the perfect chance to get a unique piece of nature for you or your loved ones, and just a convenient chance to get your Christmas shopping done early this year. Make sure to use the link holzkern.com/simply so they know you came from our video and they'll choose to advertise with us again in the future. I also want to extend special thanks to all those of you who continue to support our channel with your own hard-earned money. In a time where everything is getting more expensive, including air travel, your support helps us invest in our trips, equipment, and time we dedicate to this channel. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for joining me on this trip. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you again soon for the next one. Until then, safe travels. If you are down for another video, why not check out this episode of Brutally Honest, where I travel aboard United's 777 from San Francisco to Sydney and see how their economy class service compares to Air New Zealand's.